Hello guys, in this tutorial I am gonna tell you about the data cleaning and how to handle the noisy data. They are the subheadings of data cleaning process. Data cleaning is very necessary because without if there is exist in the if there is exist some noisy data or missing values in your data set, then it will have great effect on your analyze part of your data. So let's go toward the computer screen. Here's my computer screen. Let me just open the Jupyter notebook. uh, I will use the Jupyter notebook. Is environment of the Python language, and here is my outline. I think my net is a little bit slower. Yeah, so this is the agenda of today lecture. First, we will go through the handling missing values, and then we will go to the methods how to handle the missing values. The first one is dropping the rows or columns. The second one is filling the missing values. And Yeah, the second one is handling noisy data. In handling noisy data, we will go through three methods: binning method, regression method, and clustering method. Today, we will discuss deeply about the binning method, and the regression method and clustering method. I will discuss in later lecture with the Python examples or with the example, with the codings. So let's move toward our agenda. First we will need Python libraries that are pandas and NumPy. I'm gonna use both of these libraries, and I have just hit click and I have just run this command. Then I have just import my data set. That is the data set I have imported. That is um, exceedance data from Punjab, Pakistan, and here we have five columns or five variables, and we have nine observations. The the first one variable is category variable. The second one is fatal accident FA, and NFA represent non-fatal accidents, and RV represents registered vehicles, and road are in kilometers. So here you can see there exists a NaN value, means these values are missing in the data set. Here, let me zoom, then you can see easily. Yeah, here they exist. So now, and this is the command for the shape to know how many variables there exist in our data set and how many rows there. So here we have the clear picture. So here are only limited data set. I just insert this data set to demonstrate you only. So if you have lot huge amount of data, then you can't visualize all NaN values here. So there is a command how to find the missing values in the data set. So you can see with the info command, you can see how many missing values exist in our data set, right? With this command you can see we have just from 0 to 4 we have five variables, and in fatal accidents, in fatal accidents there exist eight values, but in region we have nine values. Similarly in registered vehicle we have seven values. That means missing values exist in this data set. This also a vague information that is not going to mention all this is mentioning all the missing values, but there's also another command that will be helpful in visualizing the missing values in dataset. Here you can see it will show the sum of the missing values in the data set. Here you can see fatal accidents is only one, and the register vehicle has two missing values, and roads have one missing values. So now the question exists here: how can we handle the missing values? Like if you there's a possible way that you can draw either the rows or columns in our data set to just remove that contain the missing values. So let's try first to removing the columns or variables that contain missing values from our data set. And here is the example. You can see that when the columns are removed, those columns are removed which contain the missing values, and here you can see that the fatal accidents and road vehicles and roads contain the missing columns contain the missing values, so these columns are removed. Now here also the problem exists that if we will remove, if we apply this method, then we will have where only less data exist. All right. So in this data set, it's not appropriate to use this method, right? I just give you examples so that you can better understands other methods also for data cleaning. So let's move toward the dropping rows, right? Let's see what happened. And here you can see that we just um, remove the rows that contain the missing values. Now you can see that we have only 8 observations exist there, right? Only 8 observations exist because the rows that contain the missing values are already removed from here, right? So the here you can see, no, there's not 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, only 5 because 2 rows are removed that contain the missing values. You can this command or this method is pretty good than the previous one, but still if you have limited amount of data, you cannot apply this method because it will also affect on your prediction, or it will also reduce your data set, right? So you can use this method when you have huge amount of data. That is a notable thing. Now let's move toward another method, that how can we fill the missing values. Like we don't want to remove any column or rows, then and we want a better results, then we have to just fill the missing values either by mean or median. You can fill, and you can also fill that by the universal constant, like that. And some algorithm of the machine learning, they are also dealing with the null values, right? So in that method you are not supposed to change or just modify the data, right? Like neural networks, right? They are not they are just handling with the missing value. So if we see that now, after what you call it, after applying the row method, you can see, sorry, yeah, here we just have applied the method to fill the missing values with the mean. Then you can see now there is no data, no variable exist that contain the missing values. But here there is just a warning that I have selected in this command. I have just selected the categorical variable. This content, this one, this region is a categorical variable. That's why it's only showing the warning. So it's showing this command will not work in future version of the Python. So we will apply another method here. Up to this Python version, it's okay to use this command. But if the later version, if you're using later version, then you can use this ilook command to go to handle this situation. Here we go with this ilook command. You can see here I have just selected the rows and columns where I want to uh, I just select the columns that contain the missing values and I replace them with the mean, right? So here is just what you call it, the code, and the the data frame that contain the missing values are replaced with the what you call it, with the mean. Here you can see this is the mean value, and here is also mean value, and in the road we have this one we have the mean value, right? So that data set is replaced, the missing values are replaced with the with the missing with the mean. Now here we will discuss about the noisy data, if there exists in the noise in the data. But if we see that there is no noise exists in this data, so we for the demonstration, for only demonstrate purpose, I will just do binning for the roads only, right? To just give you an example. So here's the code. If we execute this code to find the first thing in the binning is to find the main and maximum value so that we can divide our data into the binning, right? So in this in the rows column, we have the maximum values, this 75, 77, and the highest value 14, 72, 4, right? So from here we can create an array that contain the three intervals, and we will just classify the rows into the into three categories. You can say that the first one is local road, highway road, or motorways. We will just get categories, and then we will just with the cut command, pd cut command, we will just create another column and a variable in the data set related with the rows that will be contain these four categories. Here now you can see, if we see that the my data, now the bin is created here, and it's showing us that these are the local roads, these are the highway and motorways according to the bins we created, right? So now in this data set I can remove easily these rows if I don't want. So these are the binning, and these are the smooth uh, you can say that in handling, in analysis. Now I will just go through the regression method. Here I will not just give you the example. In the next lecture I will just give you example, but I will just go through this how it works. So if there's a noisy data exists, like noisy data exists, for example, if we predict the regression line between dependent and independent variables, if there's outlier exists, like if the data point is too much away, like this one, so it's consistent noise. So we can predict, or we can move this point to here, and we can smooth by this way to the data, right? And there's also clustering method is also working same. Like now in next lecture I will just give you the example of clustering with the Python code. You can see that these here in this represent the similar cluster, and this is also similar, but these are outliers outside. They combine that are the combined values from the first cluster and second cluster. So these are the noises, right? And cluster work by plotting the data, and then just you can just remove these data points that are outliers. Then in this way you can handle with uh, the if you like this video, then just go through and hit the like button and subscribe my channel also. And also comment if you like this video, and if you want to learn more about winning method or about clustering, then you can comment. I will upload lectures for you.